Microphone checking in the house right now. Phone checking
in the house right now. There's a microphone checking in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a microphone
Absolutely.
checking in the house.
100%.
That's cool.
That's how we're starting this podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
We're starting it off.
We're starting with a mic check that was so hilarious, and I'm sure y'all are gonna stick around to see what kind of ad-libbed rapping we're gonna be doing while checking our mics.
Is this a special edition podcast? Is this a special Thanksgiving podcast?
This
Oh my
is a
gosh.
Thanksgiving
This is.
special. Welcome to the
wow.
Thanksgiving special here on Corridor Cast. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's good to be here. We've got a colorful cast of characters
Indeed.
here on
yes.
the show today. We got Matt.
You know, Jake, you know what's special about this podcast to me? Is I've never been on a corridor cast with Dean. This is the first one.
Yeah, nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
Remember?
Oh,
Yeah, hi
incredible.
Dean, how
Good to
are
meet
you?
Yeah.
Dean is on the podcast today, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look at that young, handsome face right
Dude,
there.
I'm the youngest guy you've ever seen.
Dean.
I'm the youngest guy.
It
That's
doesn't
right,
get
he's-
younger than Dean.
That's why he's a child. That's why they call him Child Beater Dean, because
well,
he-
you know.
he's so young.
That's
Yeah.
what they
He
used to
fights
call me.
children.
Right. But they're the same age in looks.
Yes.
So
No, they are.
so it's actually
They're over
okay.
18,
Yeah.
but they act like children.
He's punching up
That's right. That's what
to
you got to
beat the
do.
kids. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And of course, we got Sam Gorski. You never know what's going to happen when Sam's on the cast.
Whoa.
So,
Well, you really
just
don't.
be
Never,
advised.
literally never.
Yeah.
I mean,
Never,
last
ever.
time we sat out to talk about the things I want to talk about in this podcast, and it turned into a game of single player Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Yeah.
sheesh.
It got very weird.
It's very
Yeah,
strange.
so
yeah. Very
so
quickly.
that happened last time, and I think we had a great time, but you know, let's move on.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
moved on from that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's in
that's
the
that's
past.
in the past. There's no, that's a one-off. Yeah, I know you've been
that's-
requesting it all week, but it's a one-off.
Yeah, much like the Riffcast and
The Riffcast
actually,
is
I think we did two Riffcasts.
We did a couple of those. Yeah. Yeah. I think this was a spin-off of the Riftcast, you know.
Yeah, this was like
At the very least.
definitely a subgenre.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are
but
always getting
anyways-
some shenanigans down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's I think it's been too long since Dean. I think since you've been on this cast. So,
I think I've only been on once.
Wow.
well, here's to number 2 right here, buddy.
Yeah. I made a guest appearance on the Smash podcast because, you know, for some reason they decided to do it without me. But, you know, even though I'm the champ.
Can we talk about
fun.
that right now? We can't
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about that until the video comes out, can we?
No, it's okay though.
that the
it's
rule?
It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah,
mean, what?
sure, Sam. For you,
No, we have a
maybe.
whole video about it. Yeah, sorry, I'm a loser. That's why.
Yeah.
It's boring because he's a loser.
That's all we
Oh,
can say.
sore
Don't
loser.
spoil it for anybody.
Yeah, no spoilers.
There's
Yeah.
just all you need to know is we did the 2021 Smash tourney here at the studio the other day. Things got wild.
And
I
it's
didn't.
it's an incredible finish. Like it is
Yeah.
you know, every year feels like an anime storyline. This was like very primo.
I really wish I was
It
there. guys.
is. It surprises me every year how there's just still more to come from the same place. Like
Oh, yeah.
I thought that 2 years ago, when the hype was so real, that once that was done, that was it. It was like we can't go any
It just-
any higher.
It gets
than that.
it gets more and more heated every year. And like
that's
people
the
coming
thing
back.
is it's just it's gotten now it's to the point where if it continues on the trajectory that it's on, you're talking about like generational,
oh,
like,
absolutely.
combat going on in the future. You
There's
know,
so
where
much-
like Gideon is going to be facing off against Milo,
Yeah.
and
It's true.
Yeah.
They got to start training right now.
It's going to be like
Right.
a Place Beyond the Pines kind of situation.
Nico's training.
Right.
Wait, has that been? Can I say?
you can't. Oh, that's for him to talk about. I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, that was a lie.
It's a leak.
Yeah.
Leaked. The
Fake
leaker.
That's a leak.
Info.
It's fake news.
Freaking leaks.
That's a crouton leak right there.
Well,
freaking
okay,
leak.
but circling back to the
Circling back
Smash
to-
conversation.
Yes, yes.
Right.
The disappointing thing for me is life decided to get me sick the very day
Yeah,
Then
whatever, man.
I
That's what
was-
they all say, dude.
Look, no, seriously though,
Seriously.
this was the first day that I was like, or the first year that I was actually really hyped about the Smash.
No, dude, I was.
Because I actually enjoy the game now.
I'll
It's
be
more
honest,
fun.
man. I pulled up a level 9 Pac-Man to train against. I was seeing your
I'm
improvement.
getting a little better. I'm
I'll
getting a
see.
little
Jordan
better.
Allen
I
also
wanted
had to
flex.
miss it. His girlfriend's roommate got COVID or something,
Yeah.
so he had to stay away from the studio for a few days just to make sure.
The worst part is I was sick for the day, and that's it. The next day I was like pretty much fine. I'm like, cool,
Right.
man, awesome.
Well, then there's the flu. The flu's been going around. Like
Yeah.
I got the flu like just this last week, and it was just like a 12-hour thing,
right.
and then it was gone.
I know a bunch of
But
people who've gotten it. Yeah.
How was your training, Dean? Let's talk about that for a second. I mean, because there was some
For the Smash
interesting.
tournament?
There were some interesting covert training techniques that I was hearing. You know, I was in town the week leading up to it, and I was hearing all kinds of strategies that were being sort of whispered, if you will, amongst teammates.
I cracked open the game at home for the first time in a long time, like the night before, and started training. I'm trying to take it less seriously because I think I invest maybe a little too much into this video
a little
game.
too much emotion
So-
into it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I'm ramping it down. But I think there were some people here who were training. Some of them were training very hard. I know that there were some people who were like, I can't wait to stop playing this game after the tournament. So
Can I ask another question on this front? Since this is very interesting to me as a non-player.
oh yeah.
At what point did you sort of realize to you that maybe you're taking it too far?
I think there's a point where you just get so good that it's not fun for anybody else. And I just
That's
didn't want
the
to. I didn't
point.
want to go past that point, so I kind of had to
Right.
like let the put on a little fat, as it were.
Yeah, they've done psychological studies on that, and apparently like rats and other like mammals, social mammals, need to like let other people win 30% of the time, 20% of the time, so that they will continue to be asked to play.
Yeah, you want to
You
be
know, otherwise, yeah.
you want to be a
Is
winner.
that kind of what's going on?
You want to be a winner, not just like you don't want to just destroy everyone. You want to win in a way that will let you play like win the most times. And
Mass
that's
genocide.
That's sort of where
Right.
I'm like kind of tuning them in right
then
now. I
you
just
can
wanna-
beat everybody
Yeah.
with every character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah.
then let them win like every
Every once in a while.
every once in a while.
Yeah.
I know how that feels.
Right.
Like that was kind of like my thoughts during the tournament too.
It's just like just give one away. You got to let them have one.
Yeah, let them have one.
Is that your strategy as well, Sam?
No.
No.
I fight as hard as I can. If I lose, I go out kicking and screaming.
Okay, I'll say. I'll actually.
So
I'll
you're
say
just
this,
raw
though.
emotion the whole time.
Just raw. Just raw.
Okay.
And no training either.
He ain't
Never
even gonna
train.
need to do no training.
Never
little,
train.
Little spoiler. One thing that you mentioned to me that I thought was absolutely hilarious was the sound effects that you made in the tournament for psychological warfare on
Yes,
Christian.
yes. I used a lot of sound effects.
That is
And,
so funny to me.
It works pretty well
Yeah.
once, once things get going and like you find a flow and you're just like pew pew pew.
Yeah.
And
He's just like
and it's
shooting
just
his little blasters going with pew.
See, this is the problem. This is
You
the
were
problem.
sound animating your gameplay in
yeah,
real
what I was,
time.
it was a coping mechanism ultimately though for me, like because like I just like get so what is it? You get so much anxiety. Like the very first time we ever had a tournament, my hands were shaking so hard.
Oh.
Even though it was just like here's me playing someone I've played before, no big deal, and I'm just like
Yeah.
But it's the tournament.
Well, that's good to know that you also get nervous because in my mind, I was like, Sam and Nico are in front of a camera so much that they go into this tournament and it's just like, oh, I'm just playing another game. Because like I feel like Nico changes when the lights come on with the tournament because it's like it's just he becomes so. I mean, he's always pretty zen, but he becomes like so zen, and I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, how is he so calm right now?
That's how he copes with the nerves.
Oh yeah,
That's how.
he locks in.
Right.
No, I appreciate that ability because it's
I used
there's
to
a- I'm a
to
little
race
editor.
in college, and I would get super nervous before the races because they're all you didn't race that often, so each one really meant a lot for how you were going to do in the sport.
Did you have to
And-
recover for a long time afterwards too?
Like mentally or physically?
Physically. Is that why you didn't race that much?
No, there's not that many races. Well, yeah, because they're really hard on your body.
Yeah,
And so,
If there's races every day, they won't really count that much.
yeah, right. That too. And so that was my thing, was to like try to zen out, but then once you're in the race, it's like predator mode, like you're hunting, you're looking for your spots, you're looking for your placement, your turn, your chance to attack, making sure you have enough left over to defend, all that stuff.
Okay guys, I've been out and about doing the research, I've listened to you, I've heard your comments, and I've got my binoculars because I've been looking far and wide for where you can get the best stock assets in all of the internet. And I gotta say, courtesy of today's sponsor Storyblocks, I think I've finally done it, because it's the one-stop shop for all of your stock asset needs. Now, they have a virtually unlimited library of high-quality 4K video, audio, images, After Effects templates, and more, and you can get it all through their cost-effective subscription plans. Hey, look at that. Is that an unlimited all-access plan? That's gonna allow you to download as much as you want from the site, whenever you want, and use it in any kind of content that you want? My goodness, it's all royalty free. You can use it in commercial projects or in personal projects or in movies or whatever you want. Oh my goodness. And what's that over there? No way. That's an enterprise plan. If you're part of a creative team and you guys aren't using Storyblocks, talk to your team leader about getting an enterprise plan from Storyblocks. I can't tell you how many times at Corridor, the first thing that we do is go on to Storyblocks and see if they have stock assets that help us tell the story that we're already imagining in our heads. It's amazing. If you're interested, head on over to storyblocks.com/corridorcast and you can get signed up, or click the link in the description below. That's storyblocks.com/corridorcast. And man, hey, maybe that's you I see out there. It is you. You're clicking the link in the description below. No way, you're signing up. Look at you. Look at that. Oh man, I can see it now. The future really is brighter.
Yeah.
That's super
Yeah.
interesting, dude. It's so crazy how deep you can get into anything that's competitive, because it's like you're literally looking for those tiny percentages. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you talk about, like, we've been playing this game for like 3 years. You thought we'd be over it by now, but it's like everybody gets better. So then you're looking for that like tiny percentage point that you can like take
Right.
somebody,
Or
Totally.
psychological warfare.
Yeah, actually,
Which
yeah.
then
Or you
takes all the
engage in
skills that, and
psychological
then
guerrilla
skills no
warfare.
longer matter.
Yeah, it's Sam,
If you can't follow through with them.
cyber
That's
Mind-
Sam's,
mind
that's Sam's
bombs.
technique.
Yes, the mind bomb.
Well, I'm glad we did it. And I'm even more glad to announce that Nick and I, as proud anti-smashers, Antisma, we got a chess table.
Wow.
And Jake,
Yeah.
we just set it up, and Jordan and I played a game.
They broke it in.
You can't wait a minute.
Wait,
There's a rule. You can't play
what's the
chess
rule?
unless you're not playing Smash that day.
I thought you need to be here to play chess. So how's this you and Nick?
Because
How's this
Nick and I are
work?
going
You're,
Are you
because
gonna
I
put
come into
Ejake
the
next to the board?
studio. We are
Yeah.
going to put Ejake next to the board. I can ask Jordan Coleman to make moves for me if necessary during
you
when
could
I'm
ask
not
Nick.
there.
You could be like, Nick,
I can't ask
can you move
Nick
my,
to make moves
Move
for
my
me.
queen here, and then you say to him, also a checkmate. And he has to walk with that knowledge to the chessboard and move the piece, knowing it's going to be a checkmate.
That is a true walk of shame right there.
That is psychological warfare.
There are ways to play remotely, but also this game is intended to be a long con game where the games go on for as long as they have to. So
Right.
if I'm in town and Nick and I start a game and we don't finish that game, well then guess what? That game lives until no one else can touch the board until the next time the hell the game is done. And we'll have a list. We'll put a list next to say who's facing who, who's got ups. And that's it. That's for the all the anti-smashers out there. If you want to join up, but there is a catch. If you're in a chess game, can't play Smash. That's the catch.
For that limited window or forever?
I'm gonna get a Lord of the Rings.
No, for as long as your game as your game is going on for.
And if you're playing chess, you can't play Lord of the Rings Risk.
Okay, fair. Go ahead.
And also, more people can play that.
But see, Jake,
I'm
I think
getting kind of jazzed about this idea. This is very inspiring.
yeah.
It's something to this.
But
Just
I feel like
put it next to the other game boards when you walk in, and
Yeah,
that way
yeah,
there'll
definitely.
there'll be a selection of board games that you can join.
yeah, we could play some.
I get to be elves. I'm just calling elves.
all the time. Sam is constant elves.
Nah, I wouldn't be an elf.
Perma elves.
Or wussies.
I'll be an int.
Too much
Ents,
brain
the
power.
Ents. Do you think the Ents are? I mean, hold on, pulling up my phone.
Oh, do a little research
do
here
some
on this
research.
joke. Yeah.
So I'm excited for people to play chess. But that's we'll put a house rules board next to it.
Is another
Just
one
so-
of your secret ways to get us to stop playing Smash.
Listen, I didn't say
you
that.
had Peter. First, you had
I
Peter
didn't-
make that game.
Ultimately, we are still playing a game though,
It's true.
instead of working.
It's important though.
I didn't say that. I just think chess. You can get up. You can make a move. You can go back to your desk. That's
Right.
it. You
It's
know?
like it goes from like maybe a 20-minute Smash session to like a 2-minute move. But what if you take
that's-
like 20 minutes to take a move?
Listen, this didn't come out of spite for Smash. Maybe it did, but what it came out of, ultimately came out of is Nick and I wanted a game of our own.
Yeah.
I'm happy
That's
for
what
you
we
guys.
wanted.
I'm really happy for you guys.
It seems
It's
like
gonna be a good
Daniel's
time.
gonna enjoy it too. He plays chess, so
Yeah.
Daniel, Chase might be in
Chase.
on it occasionally.
I'll jump in for a day. I watched Queen's Gambit once.
Okay,
There you go.
great. So you probably know everything there's to know about chess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Made the download. How'd your research go?
Very expensive.
Expensive.
It's out of print, so it's like $200.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a rare board.
Yeah. It's a rare board.
a
All right,
rare
but
board.
anyways, I wanted to have Dean and Matt on to podcast today because also they are working on 2 different projects right now that
Yes.
are kind of they're in line with things we've done before, but maybe there's Spider-Man definitely is turning into something that's kind of in a realm of its own, I think, for
Yeah.
what we've done in the
it's,
past.
It's a little bit of a hybrid between some things that we've done, but
Because we sought out to make a Spider-Man Rated-R in line with what's going to be Spider-Man Weekend at Corridor Digital. It's going to be VFX artists react to Spider-Man 2s, only 2s, and then Spider-Man Rated-R on Corridor Crew on Sunday. And then, Sam, are we going to release Not Spider-Man publicly?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Most likely.
Most likely. We have Danny Gonzalez's blessing, so I think we're
fan.
going to release it. I think we're going to release Not Spider-Man, the hidden. If you saw what was that video that we put out recently?
Oh, we
that
put out the Andrew Garfield
That's right.
breaking down the leaked footage that he was in.
At the end of that video, there's a
little
footage
snippet
of Not
It's
Spider-Man.
like one shot.
There's
yeah.
a little tease. It's beautiful. It's like, in the Avengers when it shows all the Avengers like jumping in, it's like that tier of shot.
Right.
It's that tier.
And so,
yeah.
Yeah.
so we're going to put out the full thing, I think. It might just go on the website, but I don't know yet. It's
I feel like that's a good website like bonus right there. Get your
it
Not
would be funny
Spider-Man.
to put out on Corridor, but anyways, that's as far as we've thought it through, as you can tell. So anyways, Matt, we talked about, hey, let's do Spider-Man Rated-R, and then the wheels just started coming off, going on. I don't know.
Wheels were turning. Wheels were coming off.
It
They go
started
round and round.
It started
Yeah.
a little bit more of just like, we'll just do some of what we've done in previous rated R's, where it's just like a kind of a clip show of different, R-rated scenes and stuff. But then Sam was like, "Hey, we should make a story about, Spider-Man. We should do something with this, something else,
Well,
a little bit layered."
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be like too yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to impose too much, but like at
No,
the
I
same
agree
time,
with you right
like-
away. I agreed with you.
like the truly like I feel like still the most memorable ones have been the ones that you can watch alone without all the context of us
Yeah.
making them and working on them.
Yeah,
Like it's a
and
piece.
the thing
Yeah.
is, when you said it, it immediately got me more excited about the project because it leads to more creativity about like what you can do with it, and there's
Yeah.
plenty you can do with the multiverse because it opens the doors to so much, and Marvel has given us these amazing gems of storylines, which to me, I thought the best one that dealt with the multiverse is Loki.
Yep.
The TVA is a really cool just idea, just general atmosphere and concept, and I really thought that would be cool to play with. So,
So in the show, they're called the what are they called? Time variant.
they're like time cops, basically.
Time variance
but
authority or something
but
like
it's
that.
Time
the-
cop.
the
they're
TVA
technically-
is,
So they're jumping through, but it's also multiverse. So they're
They're
going.
jumping
Time
through
cops.
multiverses.
Hey, buddy, are you late for school? Get over here. Get on the ground.
get on the ground.
We're
Time
taking
cops.
we're taking you to school right now.
We're compensating your clock. That's what's from
Yeah.
last week.
Hey, this
Remember last week that
clock's out
joke
of-
about clocks?
this clock's out of sync. You're gonna get a fine, buddy.
Empty your pockets. You
Yeah.
knew it.
Yeah, we got a clock here. We
This
got a
guy's
pocket
loaded
watch.
with clocks.
Look at this. Look at this. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure enough. Hey, we
Yep.
came right up to this house. We thought it could be dangerous. Good thing they didn't try anything, but our instincts were right. As soon as we walked inside, look at this whole table of clocks right here.
Hoarding time.
Hoarding time.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So Matt,
Sorry. Anyways, yeah.
for the audience, what is the context here of the multiverse stuff you're talking about with
okay.
Spider-Man Rated-R?
Yeah, I won't give too much away either, but like very basically it's like in the latest Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, we've seen that Spider-Man has disrupted the multiverse, right?
Mhm.
It has been disrupted in some way that we don't really know entirely why.
And they probably don't entirely explain either.
Oh, maybe not. It would certainly not in the trailer. But we can assume some things, and I think that like it actually does lead to more like, well, we can just kind of make our own version of what this might look like. What like would happen if Spider-Man were to do this? If Peter Parker, disrupted this multiverse. And my thought here was, well, now we have this new reality of a TVA. With our character Mobius, Owen Wilson.
Wow.
And Owen Wilson's still around, right? At the end of Loki. Won't spoil anything else, but Owen Wilson, still around.
Wow. Yeah.
So I figured let's
Oh,
have Owen
wow.
Wilson just go around and because what happens is Spider-Man disrupts the multiverse and creates a whole series of these terrible versions of Spider-Man. That are just hideous at their jobs.
Because in
Awful.
a true multiverse, you would have the worst Spider-Man
Yeah, so we have these
somewhere.
from this Nexus event that happens. There's these like branching timelines of horrible Spider-Men doing horrible things, and it's up to Mobius to prune these timelines,
Right.
and create
And he
just
does.
one uniform timeline. And he does. Or does he?
Or
does he? Yeah.
That's
So
the question
that's-
this video will answer.
That's funny.
When lots of
Um,
gore and blood and violence and things happen.
Are we doing the Owen Wilson? Owen?
Osen Wilson. Yeah.
Are we doing the impersonator?
Yes. I'm really excited about this.
Okay. Sweet.
I think we should. We'll leave that as
Hold
a
on.
surprise.
Save that.
There is
We'll save that one.
yes. Well, we're gonna get an Owen Wilson impersonator who can do the voice very well,
Not just anybody.
but not just anyone.
Yeah.
A very special boy.
It's Owen Wilson. I think we could say
It's-
that.
okay,
It's Owen Wilson. We're
Wilson.
bringing in Owen
Did you
Wilson.
wait? Hold on. Did you guys know? Hold on. Let me just.
He just types it out as
right.
he's asking.
No. There's something I discovered the other day. Maybe this is common knowledge, but it wasn't to me. All right. How many Wilson brothers are there?
We got Luke. We
Uh-huh.
got Owen.
I hope. Yeah.
Owen.
I hope he's a part of
Is
the brotherhood.
is there like a Mark or something?
There's a guy named Andrew Wilson who's the eldest Wilson
Pretty sure that was a
brother.
president or something.
Did they all sound the same? Maybe.
Andrew
all have the
Jackson
same-
was a president, Dean. Not
Andrew
Andrew
Jackson.
Wilson. Yeah, but the thing is he, no offense to this guy, but I can tell by looking at him why he's not a known actor. Because it's like you got Luke Wilson, he's like charming, handsome, tall, dark, and handsome. And then you got Owen Wilson, who's like kind of quirky, but he's got enough charm to get away with it.
Yeah.
And then
He's
you got
got that wacky
you got
nose.
Andrew Wilson,
Signature.
and he's kind of like if the Wilson brothers had a brother that was Jaws from
Oh, really?
the Bond films,
Oh,
but
no.
like not that ugly, but he's definitely.
Do you know what he does? It seems like
he's not the most handsome one. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's not a terrible looking person,
Yeah.
but
So he's
I
an
get
actor?
it. The moxie level is just not as high, That's all I'm saying.
There's also the Hemsworth brothers. This is the same situation. There's Chris Hemsworth, Thor. There's Liam Hemsworth, who was in like a bunch of high profile movies.
Yeah.
And then there's like
pretty boys.
there's like a third Hemsworth who's like,
All right, let's
if you
see.
watch Westworld, he's like basically
Oh,
an
yes.
extra.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like a security guard.
He just wasn't
Yes.
quite the vibe Hollywood was going for.
Yeah, and he's like a very good looking dude. But like, if your brothers
Yeah.
are Chris and
The pinnacle
Liam,
of man.
Yeah,
if
like
you're-
literally
if
the
one
two
of your
most
brothers is
attractive men.
Thor,
Yeah, like you could be
then,
a good looking guy.
you got to
but-
get a Loki if one of your brothers is Thor.
exactly. Yeah.
Wait, that's also how the Jonas brothers are, because one of them is kind of long.
Yeah, this is a thing.
This is a thing with brothers of three.
If you have three brothers, there's
Oh.
four. Oh wow.
Yeah, Christian used to work.
Well, the
with
fourth
them.
one must be the ugliest one.
Yeah.
He's
Damn.
he's
Right in
not
the
famous
garbage.
for a reason.
Right in the garbage with that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, no offense to any of these people. All I'm saying is like,
We're really hating on these.
I'm sure they're listening. so.
They're great.
in the acting world, it's like the way that you look obviously plays a role, and the roles you get, and I don't know. I guess that's just the way that it is,
Yeah, it's like 90% of the job. It's like, do you look the part? Do you sound? Is your voice
One thing
nice?
Sam, did you say this the other day, or was it Nico? But it was like cast for the voice,
Yeah,
not the look.
That stuck with me when he said it. Like 'cause when we were shooting that lightsaber video, it was the
Yeah.
same thing that he was casting
Yeah,
our
and that is
master.
true. I think there's some truth in that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because a lot of people that do really well in the acting world, not typically, they're probably good looking and whatnot, but more often than that, they also have a way of speaking that's kind of uncommon, I think, to standard
you
standard
got-
dialect.
You got Benedict Cumberbun. He's one.
Cumberbund.
You got, Christopher Walken's like the classic example. Like,
Right.
and Jeff Goldblum. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's like they try to deliver a line in a
Yeah.
way that is like makes you go, why would you say it like that?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And John Wayne used to do that too.
Sure. What I noticed about Owen Wilson, from my hours of watching Owen Wilson and listening to his voice, and
You've seen
stuff,
all of his
cutting
films
clips.
and watched all of his podcasts.
this was before
Yeah.
this was before the Spider-Man project.
Yeah.
This is just what Matt does.
Yeah. This is just kind of my thing. Is I just study Owen Wilson's voice for days and
He's
days
at home,
on
he's
end.
like and looking in the mirror, he's like, wow.
so
Yeah,
creepy.
wow. Just in the dark, just so I can pretend like he's there with me. Anyway, one thing I noticed after my years of research is that Owen Wilson's when he is supposed to give like a really passionate performance, if there's a scene that is like heightening in drama and intensity, he tends to do the opposite thing that most actors would do, which is raise their voice. He actually goes lower. He'll start like whispering like this. And he's like really passionate about it. And he's really like, I'm really
That's
jazzed
true.
about this. But he like,
Yeah.
he gets quieter. He
Yeah.
starts whispering. You know?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it is
It's
very-
like you
it's
pay
very
more
true. It's
attention
very
to it. You pay more
yeah.
attention to it.
I didn't really notice
That
it.
kid's
until
is
I-
called Moxie. It's called Moxie,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's called Mox.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's called Moxie.
wow.
It's that je ne sais quoi.
Just really jazzed on Moxie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So-
some weird actors out there.
So we're putting that together, and it's coming out big Spider-Man weekend. Dean, did you know they announced the release date of No Way Home?
The release date has been around for a while. No,
I thought they were withholding that.
Jake's like
No, I mean,
Has
it's
it
like
been
in
a-
December, right?
behind. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
December
it's-
17th.
That's been known for like I think probably months at this point.
Well, fine. Okay. Guess I'm not that into Spider-Man No Way Home release dates.
Oh no, dude, I'm
But-
so into it. That trailer dropped and like we pulled it up on the 80-inch LG
Yeah.
and we were watching it, breaking down every shot. No, I'm very excited for that movie. But
Yeah, I guess that was a very stupid statement of me because they do that all the time. They release dates months in advance. Otherwise,
They
that would be
announced-
kind of
they
stupid if
announced
they
the
were.
release date.
Hey guys, it's
a
coming out
month before
tomorrow.
the movie came out.
Guys, Christmas has come early to the Corridor Cast, courtesy of today's sponsor, Manscaped. Now, if you can't see what's in front of me, well, they've got a whole selection of products just in time for the holiday season, including a brand new body wash and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, as well as the Performance Package 4.0. Now, a bunch of great products in here, and I gotta tell you all about them because if you use the code CorridorCast at checkout, you can get 20% off any of these products plus free shipping. 20% off plus free shipping. So first and foremost, they're going beyond the groin this holiday with a ultra premium body wash courtesy of Manscaped. This is a brand new product from them. They also, they said, why not just do body wash? Let's do a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. So not only are you going to clean your scalp, you're also going to moisturize it, because if you don't know, that's what conditioner is for. Took me years to learn that. But that's not all. They also have the Weed Whacker, which is always available for your nose, your ears, and wherever else you need a Weed Whacker. And they've got this amazing package, the Performance Package 4.0. This comes with their signature lawnmower trimmer with the lockable travel switch, the super intense LED light so you can see in those hard to reach places, and with that patented skin safe technology, which is going to make sure that you don't suffer from any slices while you're doing your business. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, which is the anti-chafing deodorant, moisturizer, and toner, which is going to keep you feeling and smelling fresh all day long. In addition, this hygiene bundle comes with a pair of Manscaped anti-chafing boxers. None of these boxers will keep you feeling comfortable all day, and they're really the perfect thing to go with this perfect package for your perfect package, really. So if you guys are interested in getting your hands on any of these goods, head on over to manscaped.com and use the code CorridorCast at checkout for 20% off plus free shipping. 20% off, free shipping. Get it for whoever you need. It's a great gift for a company that specializes in these products just for you. A huge thanks to them for sponsoring the podcast. They make a great trimmer and a bunch of other great stuff too. So anyways, thanks to them. And now back to the episode.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I've got my blind spots. No doubt.
I mean,
about it.
Marvel
we
could
all.
get away with that though. They could announce a movie like the day before it comes out, and it would still make $1 billion.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah, so that's gonna be big. But I'm excited. I'm more excited for what we're gonna do around that world than
Yeah.
what Marvel's gonna do. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can be fun. Yeah.
And
Wait, actually, Sam, did you say there were some frustrating things that were going on
Well,
in your life today regarding Spider-Man?
it's not. I'm trying to see if there's like an interesting angle on it.
If there isn't, we can hard pivot. I'm
I
fine
just
with
got
that.
like
move on.
5 simulations that are glitching out constantly and
Oh, really?
crashing, and it's just like I spent like 3 days basically working on and off, and I don't have like a single like usable thing right now. So
were you trying to do them in Unreal
no,
or
no,
what?
just I'm applying the old Tiny Guns 2 technique to Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
just falling apart.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
we'll see. It could be I'll render out whatever ends up being there. It might just be like really weird and
Yeah.
glitchy looking.
We definitely need shots.
Yep.
They're important.
Just
Those
throw
ones.
Owen Wilson in the foreground, and you're
Yeah.
good.
We need violence in this.
Have you guys seen all the new Spider-Man movies, or the 2 new ones?
Yep.
What do you think of them?
They're entertaining.
Hey, hell yeah, they are. I
Yeah.
also really like the in the second new Spider-Man, all that like VFX stuff.
Yeah.
The VFX
Oh,
villain.
yeah. Like the villain
The
is a
VFX
VFX
villain
artist.
is so much fun to me.
I really
Yeah,
like
that was cool.
all the visual effects.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
love the visual
It's
effects.
just-
You know, the VFX in Marvel movies are like pretty good. Yeah, but no, it's
Because
he's really good.
I feel like they
Jake
they
Gyllenhaal
kind
is
of
the-
fundamentally misunderstand the character of Spider-Man. It feels like you know, like
that's harsh criticism. I
they're-
want to hear about
they're-
this.
It's weird because
Yeah.
they're fun movies, but
Yeah.
like it feels like high school kid who puts on a Spider-Man costume. It's not like
right.
because like if you watch the Tobey Maguire movies, you read the comics, it's like the thing about Peter Parker is that his life sucks. Like his life is made much worse by being Spider-Man. And in
Right.
these new movies, it always feels like he's like, I'm going on vacation, or like I'm like hanging out and having a good time.
Mm.
And I just feel like these new movies have kind of like, and I feel like this is the thing with a lot of the Marvel movies is they kind of just make it like it's just light fun, and there's not like I like the
Right. Well, they don't
Avengers
want to.
movies.
They don't want to have anybody like. They don't want to have any offense about it at all whatsoever. So they
Yeah.
can't even like say like Spider-Man is actually burdened by his superpower, and it's
Yeah.
like he doesn't know what to do with it, and he's struggling with it.
So
For-
you want like a Zack Snyder Spider-Man movie, basically.
Yeah.
No,
Where
it's like
it's very dark and he's burdened.
No, the Tobey
Snyder,
Maguire
man.
movies, like the Tobey Maguire movies, he has to pay his rent, and like he's late on his rent because he was being Spider-Man, and he was like, he's got to work at this freaking pizza place, and in
Right.
the new movies, he's like, yeah, I'm an Avenger, and I get all my Tony Stark awesome stuff, and
Right.
anyway. I'm a
Yeah,
big
I mean
comic dork,
that's
so.
Marvel. That's the corporate blockbuster model. That's just what it is. They're like, we need to reach the largest audience that is feasible, and
Yeah.
we mean this globally. Like, how
Yeah.
can we get as many people on the globe to watch this movie? So, we're just gonna round it off there. Listen, you'll probably walk out of it and go, Sam's reaction. Yeah, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
But you went and you paid us, and therefore our model worked. And that's like,
But did it?
I don't-
Because the last couple weren't approved to play in China, so it's like they kind of
Right.
like
Well,
kind of
yeah,
missed the
and
mark
then-
there.
yeah, but
There's
that's
plenty of other people, but
yeah.
Hey
Not
Sam,
to
can
the
I ask
movie
you a
industry.
question?
yeah.
Were you more jazzed when you walked out of the
Sam,
new
were
Spider-Man
you more
movie?
jazzed?
Were you more jazzed when you walked
You
out of
gotta
the new
get quieter.
Spider-Man movie? Can I ask the question, Dean? and Jake, were you more jazzed when you walked out of the new Spider-Man movie or Paw Patrol?
Well, I saw it's a little different because I saw both of them like just like at home.
Oh, really?
So I didn't see either of
Oh,
the
you didn't
Spider-Man
walk out
movies
of-
in theater.
okay. But you
But
saw Paw Patrol.
when I came out of Paw Patrol, I was super jazzed.
I
Yeah.
know you were like hyped on it the next day at work.
I was like,
You were like talking to us about it.
I mean, no, entertaining. Once again,
Yeah.
it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But it's more of
It's
the
like,
experience.
damn.
You know,
Yeah, this
going
kid's
to a movie with
kicks
a
ass.
three-year-old who screams every time their cars transform.
Right.
You know,
You were more into the spectacle of Paw
there's
Patrol.
there's
Yeah.
the spectacle of Paw Patrol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, did your kids watch Super Wings?
Nah.
Super Wings.
Okay, Super Wings is like Transformers, like, kind of.
The
It's like
babies?
these, yeah, it's like
Transforming
Transformers
babies.
for younger, and they
Okay.
go around and they help other machines and people and stuff, and so they transform from like planes to anamorphic type planes, and
Yikes.
and
It transforms to a plane with like ears on it.
you know what I
ears.
mean. You know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah,
And so JJ was watching one yesterday, and there's like a character that he wanted to see in it, and then they have the main character, and then the main character always gets paired up to go on an adventure with one of his buddies, and they paired him up with this one, and JJ was like, and this kid's only 3, mind you, and he goes, "Oh man, Not Dizzy. I wanted Astra. Oh, jeez.
He's like, come on.
Yeah.
Writes a whole like article.
Scathing review.
Season
I
3.
couldn't believe it though, but he already is so into the show and already has that
Yeah.
emotion, and he's only 3.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was obviously not jazzed about that.
Not jazzed at all.
Not
But
jazz.
yeah. Anyways, Dean, you've been working on another video that
Sure have, yeah.
I'm
And I
hoping we
also
can
have
talk
been
about.
working on it.
yeah,
by the
no,
way.
yeah,
Oh,
Matt,
you've been
worked-
working on it too?
Yeah, Matt's been working on it too.
covertly.
Really?
Covert ops been working on it.
Yeah.
Dude, covert Matt over here.
Yeah.
Covert Matt.
They wanted me to help with the filming of it. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm splicing up. Ren and Jordan are hard at work on the VFX for this Jurassic Park video. We are perhaps recreating one of the most famous VFX shots of all time. Certainly one that on VFX Arts React maybe comes up every episode.
Right.
The T-Rex in the rain scene from Jurassic Park, which
Right, from
Jurassic
the original
Park.
94 original.
I think it was 94, was it 93?
Either way,
It was
they
either
made the shot
93
in
or
93.
94.
Yeah, they did the shot.
Released in 94.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched Jurassic Park for the first time 2 nights ago. I'd never seen it.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Wow.
Pretty good.
It's all
So
right
that's like
for
a
dinosaur movie.
Spider-Man. Interesting Spider-Man reaction. Interesting.
Wow, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I see. You didn't think it was. You wouldn't go as far as to say it was good.
The Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
No, it's a good movie. I just think I feel like people hype it up. It's like a pretty solid movie.
I mean, it's a pretty incredible movie.
It's kind
Don't
of
you-
incredible, right?
It's
Would you say it's incredible?
They brought dinosaurs back to life.
They
did,
did.
yeah.
They actually did that practically.
but
Now
Yeah,
there
no,
are
I get
dinosaurs
it.
on an island in Hawaii because
No, I
of
get
this
it though.
but
production.
this I agree. Like again, this like you with Paw Patrol, the spectacle of it was very impressive.
with Paw Patrol.
And it does, like, there is a thing which Ren goes into depth on in the video, is that there's just, despite the fact that the CG is done in 93, it's like very early, and there's some times where it looks a little janky if things are out in broad daylight or that sort of thing. There is an approach to it that is just not taken today, which is this CG, we're going to use it as a tool, just as we would in animatronic, or just as we would, a miniature. It's not the entire meal. It's not the steak and potatoes. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just another tool in the toolbox. And that's what I think, people say it still holds up today. Watching it, I was like, yeah, this totally still holds up today. And it's because of that. And I think the goal of the video, I think, is to recreate this shot, but to also show people, or to celebrate that groundbreaking nature of the movie, and
Do you feel like it's getting there in terms of doing that?
yeah, I
video?
have a clear shot from my desk over Jordan's shoulder, and he's slapped. We got one of the world's greatest mocap actors into the
Yep.
studio. We won't say his
Better
name.
than Andy Serkis.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I mean, like, definitely, Andy Serkis has studied him very closely. And so
Yeah.
he came in to do the performance of the T-Rex. That's going to be a fun part of the video.
Yeah, this guy's kind of fundamental, sort of like foundational type inspiration for some of the other motion
He's
capture
been around for so
greats.
long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
actually, a bit of a detour, but Daniel is doing a crew cuts video about another mocap
Yeah.
actor we have in the studio, who
Yeah.
actually, you could say, was a mocap actor before Andy Serkis ever put on a mocap
He
suit.
was.
Yeah,
he
he
was
absolutely
a mocap
was.
actor before Andy Serkis ever put on a mocap suit. Someone
Wow.
in
Yeah.
our studio.
And that was young
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Laurent.
Yep.
Yep.
And Daniel
Nikki,
has a
do you-
whole video going into his background and his groundbreaking work as a mocap actor in The
Do you-
Mummy Returns.
Do you think we
child
should
mocap
start?
actor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which usually their careers kind of
They-
spiral.
Yeah. They end soon.
They go full
Well,
digital.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
They just-
Nick was just doing mocap in the video once again. So, or no,
Oh, yeah?
actually, he didn't have on the suit.
You didn't
Shoot.
have this.
No, but he brought out the same sort of performance that we've
Same
grown,
vibe.
that we know and love from The Mummy Returns. You know, the
Yeah.
pygmy, the scream.
You mean,
when it pops out of the bushes and
Nick
screams.
Laurent? You mean The Mummy Returns starring Nicky
Well,
Laurent?
actually, sorry, Jake. It's so Nicky was his name when he was a child star,
Yep.
a child
Yes,
prodigy.
Child prodigy.
Right.
And then sort of when, like Sam said, things sort of fell apart, and then he took on the name Nick to sort of separate that time in
Yeah.
his life.
You
I
know what's
see.
crazy though? What's
So you don't want to
so
go back to
crazy?
calling him Nicky.
Yeah, no, that's a
So
little,
when we were filming React with Adam Savage, Nick like finally he was like, "Hey, do you know like Alex Laurent?" And Adam's like, "Yeah, like completely. We've worked together for years on tons of stuff, like on everything." And he's like, "Yeah, that's my dad." And Adam's like, "Holy crap, what?" like he knows Nick's dad really well, like very well. They'd been working on many projects together.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't
over the
know
course-
that.
Yeah, and so I thought that was super, super funny. So like when Nick was doing the mummy mocap, like Adam was working on the movie as well.
Oh,
Okay.
wow,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
What
Yeah.
did he work on The Mummy Returns?
We didn't get too deep into.
Well, that was the first Mummy.
Oh, so
I bet you it was the Oasis.
Well,
the,
yeah, I didn't get into the specifics with what he was working on the mummy. We didn't actually go into that movie at all.
yeah.
But
It's my
yeah.
understanding that Adam Savage did some of the child mocap lemur acting alongside Nicky in The Mummy Returns.
Well, they
if
cut
I
him
have
out.
my facts right. Yeah, but they cut him out
They
because
cut
it
him out
wasn't
because
good
Nick
enough.
was just so
Yeah.
high tier. You know,
They got so many great
Top
takes from
shelf.
Nick. It was a tough thing to decide, but
kind of
but
steals the
I
show,
think
doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think
that's what happens.
Sam, people might be interested in that. We had someone named Adam Savage in the studio.
yeah, I guess.
Oh
if the
yeah, that's
episode's
not out yet. Yeah,
it's not out
It's
yet.
out now. It's out now.
Well,
No, we posted. we posted
the
about it.
info's out now. The info's out.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that was pretty cool. He's super, super knowledgeable. I mean, like for me, anyways. For years, I was like, yeah, super cool guy, MythBusters. Love all the stuff he's doing. He's doing this tested show on YouTube. I get that. And then like I knew there was like, all right, there's like underlying film industry stuff, that kind of connected everyone, but I never knew too much of those details. I was like, okay, they have a movie background, but and actually now sitting down and talking with them, it's like, oh, like we're talking like Star Wars prequels, Matrix movies, and then like those being the big ones, and then everything else being the other projects. So it's pretty cool. He's very
also, like,
knowledgeable and really passionate
A
about
film, I would say a film historian in a lot of ways because of his, just I saw his TED talk on it opens with the Maltese Falcon and he's talking about that, like at least his attention to the production design and like of just the films that he loves, and it's like it's so molecular, his like interest there.
it. Yeah, totally. I mean, he was saying, I mean, he was like the Star Wars generation. So it's like he was like 10 when he saw Star Wars, and so basically from that that point in cinema forwards, he's just been obsessed. So he manages to like pick up every detail, even from pieces he doesn't work on, just because of the amount of research and like the fascination he has with everything. So yeah, it was like overloading, I'd say, actually doing that episode, because we had some stuff planned, but at the same time we would reference one thing and he'd be like, here's like 3 fun facts about 3 totally different movies that do similar things, and then he just like starts going off the deep end with all that stuff. And and so most of the episode, like Kristen's doing his best to keep up with like keeping like relevant clips playing, but like 75% of the conversation was just 3 guys on the couch talking about movies.
Yeah.
Like totally like we weren't watching stuff for like much of it. It was just like we'd see a clip and like, that's sweet, we'd talk about it, and then it'd be like, here's 5 other subjects, let's talk about that. And it was a little all over the place and intense, but really, really interesting.
He seems super jazzed about the experience.
Yeah. I think
That's awesome.
also
I'm glad that you guys were able to like really get into the stuff that he's interested in, though. You
yeah.
know?
Well, I mean, like we're all
that-
really into. I mean, a big part of it, I think, was also just he walks in, and he's like, here's a bunch of cool film facts, and Ren and myself are like, whoa, really? That's nuts. And he's like, yeah, isn't that cool? And then he's like, how about this? Did you know this? And we're like, no, whoa,
Just
that's
gassing
awesome
him
too.
I got another one for you.
I got more of those kids.
So we're just like constantly doing that
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing because
I love it. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, he has so much, and like we barely scraped the surface there.
He was
Well, that's
definitely one of those people, like, Ren kind of brought him upstairs on the tour, and I kind of turned, and I'm like, I was like, I'm gonna be cool about this, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Adam Savage. Like, I grew up with Mythbusters, and I like, and they were like, guys, this is Adam, and I was like, hi, like, guys,
Just a little too loud.
like a little too loud.
You would rehearse how you were gonna say hi for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and when he was leaving, I was like, bye, Adam. But yeah, that was really sweet that he got to talk to Natalie too, who's a huge fan, and yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Awesome.
Very cool.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you got to find another room, you know, and it's awesome to find people that want to come on the show. That's a joke for you, Jake.
Dean was about to. Yeah, he was joking about leaving.
Yeah,
But I got it.
listeners,
I
the
got
joke
it.
was that Dean got up out of his seat
smartest
to
guy
leave.
in the room.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
The joke is
And
that I
So,
am actually.
that was like he was really smart because of that.
He's really, guys, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. So no, that's cool that it's really cool to see that there's people that want to come on that have a depth of understanding and knowledge and experience that's just, you know, makes you feel small. Like that's a good thing, you know?
Yeah, well, no, for
That's a
real
good
though,
thing.
because that was the first time I think any guest has been at that level of like coming in and being like, "Hey, what's up?" I really know more than you guys do, or like, or at least about like a certain number of things here. You know, when it comes to a lot of these films, because previously, you know, when we have like VFX supervisors on, very frequently it's like we're like, "Hey, yeah, so what's the deal with this shot?" And they're like, "Well, there's like I think there's like a 3D model." We put in there, and then the compositors took that, and then wrap the shot up, and we're like,
Right,
okay,
right.
We're like like what was like the challenge with the shot, you know, like we're, I think Brian Grill, I think was like, he's actually the first guest of being like, I can actually break this stuff down and like give, you know, like dish out the info. I'm like, how do you construct this shot?
Yeah. I think also though,
But
it's
yeah.
a lot of times people don't have that communicator skill set, and then like, so if it's just you know, a VFX soup who hasn't been on that many shows or like hasn't really had to communicate it that much, they have that sort of insider knowledge, but they don't know what people don't know about visual effects. So that it's like
Right.
they're kind of like talking about it as if they're like, these guys already know what I'm talking about. And I think there's a certain level to which, like, Adam, of course, has like trained this over years, is like,
Yeah.
I know what people don't know, and I know how to get from where I'm at to where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's definitely a huge part of it. It's like a balance of that, and then the whole like, it's like you have like an actual baseball player versus like the owner of the team.
Yeah.
You know, thing where
Yeah.
it's like, I know all the rules and I know what all the positions are. I can explain everything that's happening here, but you
Yeah.
give me a bat and like I'm gonna or a mitt or whatever, not gonna perform.
Yeah.
Sports
doesn't know actually how to do it, and like that's like that level of like information that I think
the practitioner knowledge.
But that's what makes that's what makes that show interesting, in my opinion, is because it's like, all right, like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
You know, like, don't explain like the top view. Like, let's imagine we're gonna make it ourselves. So,
I think that's
yeah.
a super important part of the show. But I do think like having people that come from different walks in the experience, in the process, does make overall the show as a library like more robust and interesting. Personally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too like down on that kind of stuff either, because like once
Right.
again, Adam Savage kind of happens to be one of those people of our time who happens to be a great public speaker and presenter and host,
Yeah.
and then has that like in the trenches knowledge.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that's like, this is the first like SFX kind of guy that's been on the show,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Which is,
Mhm.
it's a unique perspective, and it also keeps the show fresh because it's not, it's not just a bunch of VFX guys. That
it's like,
are
how
just,
did they do this?
Yeah.
Computers. It's like, no, it's like
well, this
no.
time.
Yeah.
Curveball.
No, he's like, we put
Computers!
Mylar on it, and then we shined a red light from the,
yeah. Yeah. It's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most
no,
fun fact though, I gotta say,
Yeah.
the most fun fact that I learned during the show was apparently in model making. So when you kit bash stuff or you create things, you have these things called greebles, which are just tiny little pieces you put everywhere to add detail. But frequently actual plastic model kits that you buy in stores, for fun,
Yeah.
are used in this process. And so it happens that there is like one specific piece called the universal greeble, because they just find it super useful to use all the time. And then it's in like a spaceship model kit from the 70s or 80s
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
still producing.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And it's like one of the most commonly used pieces in model making, in making miniatures. And Adam
I
was
gotta look this up.
using it. He was building like a Russian satellite for the movie Space Cowboys, and he put them on there. And then so he made this miniature model. And so then they're going, hey, we need to make a life-size version of this for the actors to walk around in on the scene. So they look at his miniature model, and in the movie itself, they take these tiny little plastic things from model kits and replicate them to life size. So when you look at the full scale model, it's like, oh, like this is hilarious. Like literally we're looking at just like a big toy.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
funny.
Dude, I would have taken that piece of the set and like mounted it at ILM somewhere or something.
Yeah, right.
just-
That's like the kind of thing you need to
Because
do.
it's like we took this thing, like we shrunk a spaceship down into this little piece,
Yeah.
and then it like made its way back up.
Yeah, it made its way back
made
up.
the whole life cycle.
Yeah, I know. You'd put that up on the wall in the model shop.
That's so cool.
Well,
I wish I
thing
had that.
that comes up is his video going into that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's such a cool skill set to have for him. Is like, because I watch his channel all the time, and like, just like again that like attention to detail. Like, have you ever seen that video he made, the Blade Runner gun?
Yeah.
Like the amount of research just into that one piece, like the amount of history that goes into it. It's really beautiful. Like to put like to have that much like love for such a what you would think is just such a small thing in the film, but like
Sure.
it's really
I know. I can only
Something.
imagine what his house is like. It's just like display cases
Yeah,
on
just
every wall.
filled.
dude. Yeah,
He probably has a ton of awesome display cases.
he's like the opposite of a minimalist. He's like maximalist.
He's a maximalist. Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah. That's so funny. It's like, yeah, the Marie Kondo thing. It's like, if you don't feel something when you pick it up, you get rid of it. And it's like, no, I feel
Yeah.
everything.
He's like,
about
but this-
everything.
He's like, this was in a 1927 film.
So yeah, we probably could have started the podcast with, hey, we had Adam Savage on VFX Artist
probably.
React, but there you have
Like
it.
a hook. Well, instead we just did mic checks. That was probably fun for you, listener. Thank you.
Well, I think it just
Thanks
goes
for
to
tuning
show
in.
there's like so much cool stuff happening around here all the time that, sometimes we forget some cool stuff. that
Sometimes we forget, guys. There's just things are happening.
Yeah.
So cool. I don't know. I just can't keep
jazzed
track of it
up.
all.
We're just jazzed,
Wow,
man.
You know, we're just jazzed up a lot, and That's just what it is.
It just gets me jazzed. Gets
Wait,
you
who's this
jazzed.
supposed to be?
Yeah, it's a little slow.
You
It's a little
tried.
slow.
You tried
It's a
your
little
best.
low.
It's fine.
Sorry. All right, last question. Are you guys excited for Secret Santa this year? Because last year we made
Oh, yeah.
Jordan cry.
Yeah.
Clint
Let's-
made Jordan cry with a hand-drawn thing of every character from The Office.
Well, now it's pretty lame if somebody gets her something from The Office, so they got to figure out
I
something
know.
else.
Yeah, you got to get
Clint
more
kind of
creative.
ruined that for everybody, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like a secret agent angle we can take on this? Like
What do you
top
go,
secret
go
Santa?
further.
I mean, top
secret
secret. It's
Santa.
not Secret Santa. It's top secret
Top
Santa.
It's like you have to
Santa.
sneak the present into somewhere they'll find it without them knowing.
I don't know.
Maybe we should call the video that Top Secret Santa, and it's like, and then do a little intro where there's like a secret agent montage at the beginning. No?
Yeah.
Anyone?
That'd be kind of.
Oh, top secret Santa is
Top secret
if you
Santa.
can't
Top Secret
guess
Santa.
who gave it to you,
You
it
don't-
gets destroyed.
You don't get it.
Oh,
Dude,
nice.
That's amazing.
The item self-destructs
This-
in 10 seconds if you can't guess who gave it to you.
Oh, that's fun.
It's like it was an Apple Watch. Oh my god.
Just burns in your hands. Dissolves.
1 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man. All right, cool. Well, thanks for jumping in on the conversations, gentlemen. And
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I don't know what you guys are doing for Thanksgiving, but enjoy it, and you know, enjoy the day.
I'll give thanks. That's what I'll do.
Yes,
Get some thanks.
That's right.
Eat some delicious food. Or don't.
I love
don't know.
Thanksgiving,
Whatever you
son.
want.
It's good. It's a good time for me.
Yeah.
I
I
love
agree.
it.
It's a good time. Get the family together. Have a good time.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You know, argue about something.
Always. Never stop arguing with your family. That's rule number
Yep.
1.
Exactly. Keeps it fresh.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sam, any last words? You haven't said much
Rip.
this podcast.
Rip.
Rip. That's it.
Nice.
All right. Well, fine. You guys ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
And cut.
And cut. Did we cut yet?